Adam Smith was the first to argue against slavery from the economics perspective, not the moral perspective. So he actually said that slave owners will make more money if they don't have slaves, but free the slaves and hire them back as workers. And it didn't make sense to a lot of people. How would they make more money if they actually have to pay for their workers? But remember, we have to do cost benefit analysis. The cost of owning the slave is not just the shelter and the food that you have to provide for them, but also slave owners spend a lot of money to catch the runaway slaves. Slaves didn't like their conditions, obviously, so they wanted to run away. And that was a very expensive operation to return those slaves. In a process, some of them were killed or injured. Also, slaves had incentives to sabotage their work. Sometimes they would destroy property. That was also costly to the slave owners. That's all the cost of owning the slaves. Now, if we move more to the corporate world where we have jobs, what is happening there is you still have a corporation that tells you what to do. When slaves were freed, the newly freed slaves didn't really have anywhere to go. So a lot of them stayed with their slave masters, but instead of being slaves, they transferred into jobs. They were told how many hours per day they were going to work, a certain amount of hours, or they paid per basket of cotton. And now it is your personal responsibility as a worker. If you did not make enough money to be able to afford your food and shelter, it is your fault because you are the one responsible for working more hours or for working harder during the time that you do work, so you do make more money. Slaves had no incentives to run away because where are they going to go? If they go to another similar job. They also didn't have any incentive to sabotage their work or to destroy property because that would just be taken out of their pay. So therefore, the cost of having a worker was significantly reduced compared to the cost of owning a slave. And yes, today's corporations make a lot more money than slave owners ever